We are all set.
Okay. We're going to get settled for a few minutes. I welcome everybody to our Growth and Achievement Community Meeting for grade 11 and 12. This is for trimester 2. And while people are coming in and getting settled, and you are reaching out to your peers who aren't here and all of that good stuff, I'm going to play a song that was recently created by one of our seniors as part of his senior capstone project. So I hope you enjoy My Skin, and this is by Darius Jones. Please do whatever outreach you can to make sure that we have as many juniors and seniors in our community meeting as possible. I will continue to make people co-hosts that need to be over the next few minutes. And if your ensemble facilitator has not reached out to you yet, they will, and that's how your attendance is taken today. So be sure that you chat with them directly. You don't need to do anything to everybody. You don't have to put your attendance in the chat publicly. You just need to communicate with your ensemble facilitator.
Loudest drum, loudest drum, loudest drum, loudest drum, loudest drum. I'm not sorry for being who I am. No one can be me. Oh, yeah, I can. My skin, my skin, my skin, my skin makes me. Oh, my skin, my skin, my skin, my skin. Don't define my personality. Oh, my skin, my skin, my skin, my skin. Being a black boy in a world full of hate that could really take control of your mental state. Being judged of your skin will always stay, always stay. People can judge us all they want. They can say what they feel. I'm Darius, that's what's real. My skin is not what society plays out to be. Yeah, I may be different, don't judge me, just my personality. My skin, my skin, my skin, my skin makes me. Oh, my skin, my skin, my skin, my skin. Don't define my personality. Oh, my skin, my skin, my skin, my skin. Oh. I know how to deal with the judgment on my life. I may be young, but I know wrong or right. And me, myself is a problem for you. You can deal with it on your own. If my skin bothers you, it's your own fault. I'm living my life for me. My skin, my skin, my skin, my skin makes me. Oh, my skin, my skin, my skin, my skin. Don't define my personality. No. Oh, my skin, my skin, my skin. Yeah. My
All right. So again, that was a song written by Darius Jones, one of our founding artist scholars, and that track is part of his vision for a senior capstone project centered on the topic of Black Lives Matter. So again, welcome to our Trimester 2 Growth and Achievement Community Meeting. And I'm going to turn things over to Mr. Barley to kick things off.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to focus on growth and achievement for all of our artist scholars in Trimester 2. As you see, I have my mask on because I am in the building right now. So please let me know if you can't hear me, but hopefully everyone can. So we want to definitely celebrate everyone for their accomplishments that they have had this trimester. And we also are just going to recognize some of the senior capstone projects. And then at the end, we also are going to have just a quick session with our seniors as well.
All right, so just as a reminder, we have the chat open so that you can directly message your ensemble facilitator. And that's how you should make sure that your attendance is taken today. So we do not do F calls on community meeting Wednesdays. So you want to make sure you do that. And outside of that, the chat is there for us to put positivity, affirmation, joy, and gratitude. So please feel free to use the chat today. The only thing that I ask is that you just keep whatever's in the chat focused on what we're talking about. And remember that we're creating a safe space and hopefully a supportive space to celebrate all your hard work and to also share some really important updates for the rest of the year. Feel free to also use the reactions that are available in Zoom. So like the hand clap or the confetti or thumbs up if you'd like to do that instead. And if you are a co-host, just remember that you can unmute yourself and please be responsible with that. And yeah, that's it. All right, so let's get into it. You already know all this. Let's have some fun. Perfect attendance.
All right, so we're gonna acknowledge our artist scholars who have perfect attendance. And so we have Ernest A, Hope B, Joandy D, Jonathan D, Malaysia D, Caitlin F, Joseph G, Alba G, Patrick H, Jaheem J, Darius J, Isaiah M, Deanna M, Frida N, Mary O, Destiny O, Melanie R, Emily R, Aaliyah R, and Gersh W. Congratulations to all of our perfect attendance.
So throughout the community meeting, we're going to have some students also share some messages with everyone. So the first student that we do have up is Melanie. So Melanie, if you want to unmute yourself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Melanie Ramnarine, and I would like to just say that when I was in my junior year, I did not take the process of college preparedness seriously, and I wish I did. So I encourage you to listen during your English classes and to really put in the extra work to make sure you have your personal statement done so that you don't have to struggle and have a hard time later in your senior year. It's much easier and you'll be more on track. Thank you.
Thanks, Melanie. So the next awards that we're going to go over, and just as a reminder to everyone, you will get your awards mailed to you with report cards with the pins. So for perfect attendance, you get a 100% pin. For growers, you get a plant pin. So for trimester 2, our top growers are Marze in Living Environment in US, Justin C in chemistry, Rochelle D in ELA, Cameron G in ensemble and geometry, Yolanda in ELA, Corey in ELA, Izzy in earth science and US history, Joandy in PE, Malaysia in Spanish, Kanisha in science, Ifti in English, Timar in economics, China in dance, Jennifer in US, Caitlin in PE, Dominic in music, Haria in music, Azima in Spanish, Amani in studio art and global, Starziana in studio art, Alba in dance, Frida in studio art, and Shaheem in algebra and science. Great job, guys. And next we have our 11th grader, Amante, for a message for everyone. Amante, are you on?
He is, and you should be able to unmute yourself, Monte. We'll wait for you if you need a second. Give me a second to chat with him, and we can always come back, circle back around, okay?
Okay, he is at the moment occupied, so we may revisit him in a couple of minutes.
All right, so we have our top Starfish Points achievers, and we're gonna go get right into it. So for the class of 2021, our seniors, we have Willis S, we have Joandy D, Joan F, Brashawn E, and Malaysia D. Congratulations to you guys. We also have our class of 2022, which is our 11th graders, Kathleen F, Caitlin F, we have Yolanda O, we have Gersh W, Deanna M, and we have Chelsea B. So congratulations to all of our top Starfish Points earners. Congratulations again.
And remember that Starfish Points earn you swag and gift cards.
So the next student speaker that we have is Rachel Todd. So Rachel, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm Rachel. Something that I feel that I should have paid attention to more during my junior year was looking at the social aspect of college. Like for example, demographics, not just race, but political views, you know, gender and nationality and age or whatever, because I feel like that sort of contributes to the, you know, the ethos of the school. And I wanted to be in a school that was diverse. So I was just looking at, you know, race, but not like all these other aspects. And also how like schools respond to issues within it, like racism, because, you know, you want to be in a school that's conducive to your learning. So you want to, you know, look up basically how schools like respond to that. Like I basically just looked up the college and then like literally racism to like figure out like how the school responded to certain issues so I could know what I'm going into before I get there. And also the size of the school contributes a lot to, you know, that social aspects. So yeah.
To be in one of your school meetings.
Thank you, Rachel.
All right, so we have our leadership credit spotlights.
Yep, and you can go to the next slide. Samantha's actually going to kick this off.
All right, guys, give me 1 second.
Yep, just keep it right there. Perfect.
All right. Good morning, 11th and 12th graders. As one of the finalists for the senior capstone projects, I just want to say how exciting this has all been. With everything that has happened this year, this is definitely something I'm looking forward to completing. This project will be something me and my fellow classmates will look back on. We are leaving a piece of us here at New Visions. We have chosen these projects because they hold meaning, and we hope that the following classes will see that and create their own mark on the world. Together we rise.
Thanks, Samantha. So I'm gonna quickly just introduce our projects that were selected to manifest trimester 3. And so juniors, you're gonna be working on your letter of intent in a few weeks in your arts class for your senior capstone project. And what happens is all our juniors do a letter of intent. Selected letters move into a course at the beginning of your senior year. And then projects are presented to judges. Our finalists did this this year in February. They presented to judges from all over the country who then allocated money to selected projects. And I'm just going to quickly introduce them because what's really cool about this is really what we're trying to say it looks like and sounds like and feels like to be an artist scholar. And one of our commitments is that when you graduate from HUME 4, you're not just able to say that you passed tests, but that you feel confident speaking about your ideas and you believe in the power of your ideas and that you've actually had experiences that have shown you the impact that your ideas can have to make the world a better place. So we can move to the next slide. This is just a picture that captures some of the judges from one of the days of judging. So you can see there are lots of people you don't know, and this is not an easy thing to do. Next slide. This is Nina Davidson's project. Her project's called Look Up, and she's trying to put some decals on the floors of our campus that are going to provide motivation to the rest of the campus when we're feeling a little low in our self-esteem. Next slide. Jaden, Jonathan, and Ernest have created a project that's going to culminate in an event in June that is going to focus on creating community and addressing inequity in Far Rockaway. Timur is writing a script about how our school system needs to be improved. And he's partnering with our school because he believes that our school has some elements that should be seen and felt in more schools. But also that in general, his position is that education hasn't changed enough over the centuries. And he's going to write a script to kind of highlight that. And he hopes that even though we weren't able to do the musical as we had hoped, perhaps a future generation of HUME 4 scholars will be able to take that script and turn it into something that gets performed. Next slide. Samantha's project is called La Mariposas, and she's going to be creating a piece of installation art for our campus that consists of stories that represent people from all the schools on our campus, stories of being an immigrant and how that experience has shaped who they are and their family, and also what their hopes and dreams are in this country. Next slide. Amelia Masula is trying to create a piece of art installation that looks something like this, that would represent kind of the experience in remote learning, and that would promote positive messaging and encouragement. So that is, again, a piece of art installation. Melanie is working on a project that will address littering in the Rockaways on the beaches, and she's hoping to partner with ShoreCorps in order to create some art that shows the impact of littering on the environment, and something that would be encased and therefore bring people to go look at it and maybe take a message away that will help them be more aware of how they're treating the shoreline. Next slide. Rachel Todd is doing a project about DIY it to survive it. So do it yourself. She wants to lead workshops to help people create their own masks, not only to build connection out in the Rockaways, but to also address the inequity that has existed during this crisis. Next slide. And this is Jalea is creating a dance that's going to consist of all the dance majors, except for Timur, who's working on his script. And through that choreography and dance, she's hoping to represent the African American experience over time, and really excited to see what comes out of that. Next slide. Ayana is hoping to create a story slam that addresses the experience of women of color of all ages, discrimination they face and how they overcome it. Mr. Bowerly, if you could stop sharing for just 1 second, I wanted to show something. If you don't mind. Okay. I wanted to show something that happened during Samantha's Ayana's presentation. So this is our superintendent, if you don't know him. And this is his voice. This was something he said in response to Ayana's project.
I think it would have a tremendous impact in the community around you, and the world around you. So thank you for your leadership in bringing this forward.
And I think that just speaks to the impact that the whole thing had on our judges. It wasn't just, people that our students knew. It was judges from all over the country in different roles that were just so moved and impressed by the thinking of our students. If you could share again, please. Notori's project is called Raw and Unfiltered, and she's striving to create a mural that represents positive, body positive imagery. And again, this would hopefully be placed in our campus as something that not only impacts our school, but students across campus. You heard hopefully a little bit of Darius's song, Skin, but he's hoping to create an EP through his senior capstone project that is on the topic of Black Lives Matter. And hopefully that EP can be something that's also shared at the event that Ernest, Jonathan, and Jaden are going to be planning with their committee. Next slide. Cassandra and Amin want to create some workshops that are focused on mental health and how music can impact and improve mental health. And these workshops would be open to folks beyond just our school, again, to help generate unity on campus. And also the more people that are there, probably the more dynamic the workshop will be. And they hope to include some artists, some guest artists that can speak on the topic. Shamshire is looking to address what he's calling a transit desert out in the Rockaways and using PSAs via digital and visual art to help generate some traction there on the issue to local officials. Next slide. All right, so just to wrap all of this up, I hope for 11th grade, this helped give you a little better idea of what you're going to be working towards. And for seniors, the majority of you are connected to one of these senior projects already. You know which project you're a committee member on. And I am so excited to see how you all take all the skills that you've learned with us and really manifest into leaders that can collectively and collaboratively make this vision a reality. So Samantha might have created the vision for her project, but she cannot do it without her committee. And this again is an illustration of Together We Rise. There's a vision, but it's going to take multiple people to execute it. So I'm really excited to celebrate the impact of these projects at the end of the year. And if you're a part of one, this is a first for us. So just remember that every time at Hume 4, we're doing something for the first time, you're leaving a legacy. And I'm very proud of you.
All right, so for our top leadership credit earners. In 11th grade, we have Yolanda O, we have Tina S, congratulations. In 12th grade, we have Ernest A, Hope B, Jalea B, Nina D, Jonathan D, Ayana H, Darius J, Shamshir K, Amelia M, Jaden M, Melanie R, Cassandra S, Rachel T, Timar U, Nature W, Amen Y, and Samantha Z. Congratulations to all of you, leadership credit earners.
Next, we have the awards for top achievers for trimester 2 by subject. So for this, we have Jaden A in PE, Darius J in music, Yolanda in ELA dance and Spanish, Melanie in chemistry, Timur in dance, Samuel in studio art, Samshir in Spanish and studio art, Destiny in studio art, AP World History and Geometry, Emily in Science, Global and ELA, Gersh in Music, Chanel in PE and Spanish, Mia in US, Evelyn in Science and US, Tina in US, Nina in ELA, Mary in Science, Ifti in ELA, and Rachel in Economics. And next, we have Shamshir speaking to all of you guys.
Good morning, everyone. My advice for you guys as juniors would be to not take the personal statement as an assignment and treat it more like something you're gonna have to do eventually and submit to colleges, because leaving it for last minute and doing it over again after you treated it as an assignment. Oh, excuse me. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Treat like you're gonna eventually do it again, and just don't treat it as an assignment now. Just get it done and get it out of the way. And also plan what colleges you want to attend in senior year, because you wanna get everything done as early as possible. And if you have anything that you want to do early action or early decision, you won't be leaving it for last minute, and your teachers can submit all the documents in time.
Thank you, Shamshir. Next, we have honor roll. So there are 3 buckets for honor roll. The first group is cum laude, which is students that got between an 80 and an 85 GPA. We have Izzy, Amani, Prince, Justin, Michael, Denisha, Grayshawn, Justice, Joseph, Abigail, Angel, Ayana, Jahim, Iana, Frida, Anurada, Abosa, Cassandra, Willis, Shahim, and Amin. Great job, guys. The next group is magna cum laude, which is students that got between an 86 and a 92 GPA. We have Jaden, Ernest, Jamel, Chelsea, Hope, Marlena, Princess, Nina, Jonathan, Starziana, Malaysia, Caitlin, Travani, Alba, Alexia, Darius, Mia, Amelia, Devon, Isaiah, Deanna, Destiny, Evelyn, Haria, Olga, Amelia, Gersh, Janella, and Notori. Great job, guys. And last but not least, our highest honor roll, which is summa cum laude, which is 93 to 100% GPA. We have Samuel, Chanel, Estella, Joandy, Shamshir, Mary, Yolanda, Melanie, Emily, Rachel, Timur, and Azima. Great job, guys. And again, you will receive your awards in the mail with your report cards. So great job, everyone. And To wrap up our student speakers, we first have Chanel, one of our 11th graders, speaking to everyone.
Hi everyone, good morning grade 11 and 12. Good morning teachers, good morning parents, siblings and family members that are here to congratulate and share this amazing moment with each of us today. My own will be a bit different, and this, I would like to say, this year's theme is Together We Rise. And I would like to share a quote from Pamela Murray with you today. Mr. Murray once said, true community is based upon equality, mutuality, and reciprocity. It affirms the richness of individual diversity as well as the common human ties that binds us together. And I have to agree with this because when he says equality, he means the state of being equal, especially in status, rights, and opportunities. When he says mutuality, he means the sharing of feeling, actions, or relationship between two or more parties. And last but not least, reciprocity is defined by the process of exchanging things with other people to gain a mutual benefit. No two people are the same. Everyone was born different to be from each other. Different is what makes us human and makes us appreciate the little things together. Thank you.
Thank you, Chanel, and great message. And the last student speaker we have for everyone is Anurada.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Anurada, I'm a senior. And one piece of advice that I would give to the juniors would be to take advantage of every opportunity that you get towards the help with college, whether it be Miss Hossein or any other adult that you might have advice from. Take it, because when it comes to the last minute, it's very stressful, and I wish I could go back in time and take advantage of it myself, because with the personal statement, with the stuff that you need to hand in, all the paperwork, everything is very stressful to the last minute. So take advantage of it now, get prepared, choose your colleges, just get a feel of what it would be like, because it's extremely stressful coming down to like the last minute. So yeah.
Thank you to all of our student speakers that have shared some advice for our juniors, and then also our students that have spoke about our slogan for this year of Together We Rise. So we do have a few news and announcements. I'm not going to talk about this.
I don't think Mr. Bowerly knew this got put in here. He doesn't like it when I mess with his PowerPoints. No, I had to put this in here because this week, if you didn't know, this week is AP Appreciation Week, and Mr. Drexler is at the same level as an assistant principal, even though his title is Director of School Operations. And so I put these on social media, but I just wanted to make everybody aware because I certainly deeply appreciate them. And I know that you guys haven't gotten to know Mr. Ogle really well yet, but I know you have close relationships with Drexler and Mr. Bowerly. And for those of you that have gotten to get to know Mr. Ogle, he's just been a fantastic addition to the leadership team. And they've been instrumental in helping us prepare for in-person intervention. And so if you feel so inclined today, Mr. Bowerly, can you cover your ears, please? Mr. Ogle, could you cover your ears, please? I'm not joking. If you feel so inclined today and you want to send them a little email and just say thank you, I'm sure that they would really appreciate that. Maybe you have something funny or, you know, I don't know, brighten somebody else's day. If you feel inclined, shoot an email, because we can't do anything else, unfortunately, that I would like to do. All right. And again, thank you. You guys can take your hands off. Thank you, Mr. Bowerly. Thank you, Mr. Ogle, for all your hard work. And Mr. Drexler is actually absent today, so that's why he's not here. I wanted to make sure you guys are aware of our SoundCloud and YouTube channels. So Mr. Bowerly, could you dip into the SoundCloud link for a second? So we have student tracks on here, not only songs that we've made collectively, but individual students like Cassandra and Naran. Different people have recorded with Mr. Williams or other folks over time. And those of you that did some podcasts with Ms. Thompson back in the day, those are there too. But this SoundCloud channel is something that you should know and share if you want. And if you're somebody that's creating music, either through our program or outside of it, and if you record, please feel free to, talk to Mr. Williams about this and see if there's an opportunity to get your music more broadly shared. Beyond this, I also just want you to see the YouTube channel. We have a lot of videos, especially since COVID, but it's everything from all of our podcast episodes this year. We've done a bunch of podcast episodes. Shout out to Rachel and Jaden Abdeen. Shout out to Mr. Ramsey for hosting. It's called the Are We There Yet podcast. Also, there's past community meetings on here. There's fun stuff we've done. There are messages from me. So this is definitely something we want you to know about. And I'll be sharing out this PowerPoint after the meeting, so you can always go back into the links that way. But definitely something to know and keep on your radar. In terms of in-person intervention, the update here is not a big update. I talked to you last time about the fact that we would be starting this and that we have to start with a small number of students, 10%, which is about 31 students, and then we can grow to 20%, which is double that, right? And as we continue to get permission to bring in more students, we will continue to invite those that have communicated that this is something that they really need and want. It is really, really hard to select 31 students for in-person support, knowing that there are more than 31 students across our school that need in-person support. The leadership team is trying to make those decisions based on multiple factors. But as I shared last time, the reality is not everybody's going to be back in person in the building by the end of the year. And I know that that is disappointing for some of us. And again, I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that this is equitable and that our students that need the support are getting it. And obviously, as we have our first graduating class, we are definitely prioritizing seniors to ensure that as many of our seniors as possible graduate together and on time. And I thank you for your understanding, and I'll continue to update you all as I can. Don't forget about the bulletin site. So if someone could put this in the chat, that'd be great. We put all of our past info spotlights on here, and any critical information you can always find here. We wanted to remind you, if I was you right now and I was interested in potentially joining a group or a club before the end of the year, I might take my phone out and take a picture of this, even though, like I said, I will share the PowerPoint with you, and this is on the info spotlight. I'm sorry, the info student site. But just as a reminder, you can still join clubs. These are running every week, and you can contact any of these adults to add you. If you forget or can't find this, you can always let your F know or let me know, and we'll connect you. Uh-oh, Mr. Mormon just made a correction, I think. Art Club is 3:45 on Tuesday. These are SST groups, so these are run by counselors, restorative approaches facilitators, and you can also join any of these groups through the end of the year. You can contact any of these folks. If you're interested in learning how to be a peer mediator, you want to spend time with other young ladies, if you want to spend time with other young men, if you want to learn how to regulate your emotions a little better, that's what DBT is about with Ms. Trainer, and movement and mindfulness with Ms. Infranco. That's like, let's say you're feeling really stressed out. That's a great thing to do. Do a little yoga, do some breathing, do some other things that help kind of center yourself. Additionally, we know that not just now, but certainly it has gotten tougher for some of us. I certainly have personally dealt with depression over the course of the last year. And I think it's important that we can talk about that without feeling ashamed And I think it's okay for us to talk about getting help when we need it. So beyond our counselors and RAFs, we have a wellness site that you can go to, and you can find resources, not only strategies to help calm and center yourself and stay positive, but you can also find hotlines and other resources outside of our school that can support you in a moment where you need support. So I want you to definitely know about that and feel like you can access it. This is on there's a link to this on the student info site as well. If you ever can't find it, but you know you need something, you need to say something, and whoever you're comfortable with on staff, that's who you should go to, and you can always reach out to me. Upcoming dates, we have the SYAP applications due on the 16th. SAT day, we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second, but that is on April 27th. Trimester 3 progress reports are going to go out April 30th. This is another slide that you might want to take a picture of. May 13th, there's no school. May 28th is our senior prom. May 31st is Memorial Day, no school. June 3rd is no school for students. Staff is reporting for professional development. June 18th is no school. That's Juneteenth. June 25th is the last day of school. The last day also to submit your T2 incompletes. Really important date. And June 29th is graduation.
Just really quick for the juniors, we did do an interest survey of who would like to sit for the SAT. You did get an email from me today to confirm if you are interested. You will get more information from me soon, but just so everyone knows, for those of you that did get an email from me today, the date will be April 27th for the SAT.